What up, y'all? It's KP the Sports Chick. Um, Sometimes my mind gets to wondering about things, and I remember when I first fell in love with sports. I was 10 years old, watching the Rockets. Keem Olajuwon was playing. It was that game when there was zero point 0.4 seconds to go, and the ball was tipped to Keem, and he got the ball in, and that layup, and Rockets won. That's when I fell in love with sports. And that was a great year for me to become a sports fan because the Rockets won the championship that year. So when you become, I guess, like a super fan, or let's not even say a super fan, but a fan who is educated on their team, other teams can have a legitimate conversation about anything relatively commonly known if you watch enough basketball or football, for example. So when I go to the games growing up, I remember not really, you don't sit next to you don't get the floor seats when you're growing up. You get the nosebleed seats with the package deal where you get the hot dog and the popcorn and the soda for like $50 for like 4 people. The seats aren't great. And it's usually on some promo night where you're playing whatever the crappiest team is at the time. So, with the Rockets, they would have this deal with, you get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 drinks, $50, right? Oh man, that's awesome. Who are you playing? This is like 1996. Oh man, who are we playing? Clippers. I want to watch no Clippers in person. I can watch it on the TV. Give me a deal for the Lakers, Celtics, Spurs. Who else was relevant at that time? New York, Indiana. Give me that. Reggie Miller. I'm talking about Milwaukee. Sixers. No. So anyway, I say that to say, even then with those crappy games, with those deals, we went to those games because we got to be there. We got to be in the atmosphere. Those games weren't really that fun or fascinating, but you got to be there. And as a real fan, you're going to go to those crappy games, like the Milwaukee games and, back in the 90s, the Clippers games and whoever else was, Milwaukee or Minnesota before Kevin Garnett, things like that. So what grinds my gears is now as an adult, I get a little bit more access to the closer seats, the seats where you can actually see the people sweat, talking, cussing, like Ruby's flirting and stuff, which brings me to my next point. Drives me nuts. Okay, when I look down, I'm in my little seat, like behind the goal or like a little bit further up, and I look down, I see like some girls like dressed like they're at the club in like 6-inch heels, like dressed to go at a basketball game like this. Yeah, you're probably going to the club later, but it's like, and then it's like while they're at the game, while I'm sitting here into the game, like, drinking my beer and eating my hot dog and shouting, looking embarrassed, myself. What kind of girl is that? What is that? These girls are sitting here on their phones. The game is this way, by the way. Like this. Looking at their makeup. Talking on their phone. Looking cute. That drives me crazy. These people probably got these tickets for free. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they did pay for it so they could, be relevant. Or maybe they came with like a boob. Or maybe they're dating one of the players. I don't care what it is, but save those seats for people like me. Like the fans. So I feel like it's considered a waste of a seat if you're sitting there and you don't even care you don't even know who's there, who's on the team, who they're playing, what basketball is all about, what a 3-point shot is, what zone defense is, or at the time who Dikembe Mutombo is. Like, I feel like it's a waste of money. And then the other one is with the kids, little snot-nosed regular kids who got the rich daddies or moms, and they're sitting on the sidelines. There's like 8 of them sitting on the sidelines, like, and usually, not all the time, but usually they're like little brats. that aren't, throwing popcorn on the court or not even paying attention to the game. But, the athletes will come up and say hello because they're kids. Oh, it drives me nuts. It's not fair. It's not fair for people like me. Do you know the first time I was able to sit close, and when I mean close, like I can smell what I know what you smell like, I was 32, and I was able to sit behind the bench in the visiting side for a Rockets game. It was like the best experience ever. Like, they played a team I liked. I was into the game. Everybody was close. You could hear everybody. You could hear the coach making decisions. You could hear what the bench talk was. You could tell, you could hear people like talking to other people's ears. Like, you could, like, in the action, like what fans love. Especially these little snot-nosed kids, these women. Oh, it drives me crazy. There should be some type of rule. If you don't know the sport, you should not be sitting in those seats. I'm just saying. That drives me crazy. You don't like what I have to say about that, you can always leave me a comment on YouTube, because that drives me crazy. Tell me why it's okay for you to sit down there. If you didn't pay for the ticket and you know nothing about, and you're saying, oh my gosh, I love Warren Moon. He is so awesome. He's the best basketball player I know. Like, if I hear you send people like me on the court so I can embarrass myself. It'll be great for everybody, because I'll embarrass myself. I'll trash talk. I might get kicked out or arrested. It's better for everybody. So if you have something to say about it, if you don't agree with me and you don't think that, if you are the entitled person who gets these front row seats and thinks I'm wrong, please leave a comment at KP the Sports Chick on YouTube, or you can go to kpthesportschick.com, which is my social media hub, so you can post blasphemy at the social media site of your choice, so I can reply and tell you how wrong you are. So check me out.